Welcome to 10 Ways to Use a Strategic Plan, or Why Strategic Planning Can Help Your Nonprofit Organization. Let me guess, you've spent time, money, brain power to develop a strategic plan that looks good, but it sits on a shelf and turns to dust. Or maybe you have a plan your board loves, but the staff look at it with glazed eyes. Maybe it's the other way around. The staff have developed complex action plans, but the board can't figure out what they're supposed to be doing. Maybe you don't have a plan at all because no one in the organization sees why they should bother. The plans they have seen are complicated and everyone just wants to get on with things. A strategic plan is just a tool. It's a tool to help an organization succeed. But, like any, if people don't know how to use the tool, why would they bother picking it up? If the whole team knows why it matters, they are more likely to actively participate in developing a strategic plan that works for your unique organization. So I give you 10 ways to use this important organizational tool. There are more, but here are 10 really good ones. And please note, these aren't in order of importance. You can and should use your strategic plan for any or all of them. Number 1, use for a strategic plan: direction. When the organization reaches a fork in the road, funding has changed, a new government is in power, a founding leader has moved on, pull out the strategic plan to help your organization figure out which path makes sense. If you don't know where you're going, how are you going to know the right steps to take to get there? Number 2, use for a strategic plan: making decisions. Most nonprofits have trouble saying no, whether it's no to new funding pots or no to a new program that may help your community, but it's outside your mandate. At the same time, lots of nonprofits have trouble saying yes to things like innovative ways of accomplishing your mandate or partnerships with an organization outside your usual box of partners. Both are about decision-making with confidence. Pull out the strategic plan to help you see how today's decision will help you achieve tomorrow's goal. Number 3, use for a strategic plan: oversight. Board members have an important role to play governing on behalf of the public interest and ensuring financial and other resources are being effectively used to advance the mandate of the organization. They are most often volunteers who work in other fields. As well, your senior staff, if you have any, can't be everywhere. Your strategic plan helps everyone be accountable by allowing leadership to ask, how does this particular activity help us get to our long-term goals? Number 4, use for a strategic plan: fundraising. How are foundations or individual donors supposed to know where your organization is headed, or if they should contribute money to help you get there? How can you illustrate to a government funder that your organization is in it for the long haul? And how, other than with a strategic plan, can you all know what you need money for? Your strategic plan can inspire people to contribute to the cause and illuminate your long-term sustainability to others. Number 5, use for a strategic plan: employee engagement. What organization doesn't want great staff? How do you keep your underpaid, because let's face it, most who choose to work in the sector are underpaid, staff feeling confident and excited about their role in the organization? By engaging them in the development of an inspiring and relevant strategic plan. The process alone keeps staff committed and inspired. To attract new staff, show them where you're headed by handing them the strategic plan on their first day. Number 6, use for a strategic plan: evaluation. Creating an organizational culture that faces challenges head-on and celebrates success when it happens begins with the leadership. You can't celebrate success if you don't know what it was you were trying to accomplish. The strategic plan is the tool leadership uses to hold itself accountable. In other words, how do you explore what is working and what isn't? How do you balance celebrating success with acknowledging a need for improvement if you don't know what success looks like? Number 7, use for a strategic plan: short-term planning. When your team sits down to work out its activities for the coming few months or the next year, they should have a long-term plan in front of them as well. In order to know what direction the team needs to step toward, they need to know where they're headed. Number 8, use for a strategic plan: job descriptions. Whether hiring new staff, setting up working committees, or downsizing as a result of funding cuts, every organization has to make decisions about how to utilize its human resources. The best way to determine what skills and capacities you need and what tasks to assign people is to refer to the organization's long-range plans. Why, for example, hire a housing expert if you've decided to end your housing program and focus on food security? Number 9, use for a strategic plan: performance review of your executive director. The most important job of a board of directors is to find, supervise, support the best executive director possible. The strategic plan should act as the map for your executive director, but also as her performance standard. Even if once a year or every 6 months you ask the ED what's happened in this period to help us get to these goals, you will ensure an accountable executive director. It also helps the ED keep the board accountable by keeping them focused on the big picture. A strategic plan will help the ED keep her hands on the wheel while also keeping the board focused on the horizon. Number 10, used for a strategic plan, community engagement. Last but not least, however you define your community, you want them inspired, engaged, and supportive. Do they see and understand your vision? Do they see how you're going to make change in their world? Do they even know of your existence? Most importantly, do the people you serve understand why you're offering certain programs over others? Is your activity in the community transparent? Your strategic plan will help community members see why you're doing the work you do. So there you have it, 10 ways you can use your strategic plan. All of this, of course, is predicated on your creating a good, meaningful strategic plan, one that's readable, inspiring, clear, one that says to your team and the world, this is the way we are headed for the next bit. Once you've done that, pull that plan out anytime your organization 1. Needs to clarify its direction. 2. Has important decisions to make. 3. Needs to satisfy governance and legal requirements. 4. Wants to inspire financial contribution to its work. 5. Is seeking new staff or wants to excite current staff. 6. Is evaluating its success so far. 7. Is sitting down to develop short-term activity plans. 8. Is working out who should do what. 9. Is managing the important board-ED relationship. Or 10. Hopes to inspire the community to its work. Thanks for joining me in my 10 ways to use your strategic plan. My name's Alison Brewin. I'm a consultant in Vancouver, British Columbia. Please feel free to contact me through my website, www.alisonbrewin.ca. Thanks so much. Bye for now.